Well done, back to my kitchen. So today I am going to be putting together the filling for pumpkin pie in this video. I'm actually going to be making quite a lot of videos to show you what I'm doing for Thanksgiving, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So I'm making pumpkin pie. I'm using real pumpkin, which I've already steamed and pureed, which I really just blended it, which it is pureed. But so right now I have 2 eggs in one bowl. I have 2 eggs in another bowl, and I'm going to mix all of my wet ingredients first and my dry ingredients. I'm going to mix my wet ingredients and my dry ingredients separately. I found that this typically makes it turn out to be a lot better. So I need an ounce of cream. 1 ounce. I need 1 ounce. I just need it. That's all I need. You've got to make it. I guess it's time for this. Oh. Cool, whatever. So, it typically calls for condensed milk, but I'm going to use it's 33.1 fluid ounces. It's okay. That's not 1 fluid ounce, but this is 12.6. Cool. So okay. But I'm using the recipe calls for condensed milk, but I'm using heavy whipping cream because I like heavy whipping cream better. It makes it a more of a rich taste. So I have it separate at the moment because I'm going to be making 2 pumpkin pies. 2 separate pumpkin pies.
Mama.
Yes, honeybee.
I love you.
I love you too. So. Alright. Okay. So.
Mommy,
Yes, honey.
can I have some of the rest of this?
Sure.
Why does it look like this?
Well, because it's been in the freezer.
Too long?
No, it's just because it's been in the freezer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll grab a metal spoon.
Oh, okay. But you're gonna have to wait till it thaws out anyways. Alright, so I'm going to mix the dry ingredients going to mix the dry ingredients in two separate little jars so that I can then mix it all together. So, all right, so this needs a half a teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger. No, put it in there. So, each one gets a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. So, ground ginger. You can use whatever brand of ginger you want. If you use freshly ground ginger, hey, that's wonderful, but I can't do that. Trenton, I told you to wait. Wait until it thaws out, bud. How much should I? All right, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm making a mess over here on my counter. That's perfect. I need, it doesn't call for allspice, but I love allspice, so I'm putting a half a teaspoon of allspice in there. I don't use pumpkin pie spice because you just make your own pumpkin pie spice with allspice, nutmeg, ginger. And it is perfect. And cinnamon. And it's a half a teaspoon. So all of the spices are a half a teaspoon per each pumpkin pie. So half a teaspoon. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. And 3/4 cups of, I use pink Himalayan salt for literally everything. I've said that in some of my other cooking videos, but I do. I use pink Himalayan salt. That's what I prefer. You can use, son of a monkey's uncle. Just dropped my lid in my egg mixture. Perfect. You can use whatever salt you want. You can use regular white salt. Whatever you prefer. It's up to you. All right, so brown sugar. You can get dark brown sugar, whatever kind of brown sugar, but I just use light brown sugar. I like it better. You're gonna need, it calls for 3/4 cups. So I need to do, I only have 1/4 of a cup, so I have to do 3 of those in each. Get that all the way off. I use brown sugar for literally everything. Well, all of my baking stuff, like all of my desserts. Brown sugar. I don't know if this little thing is big enough for it. Maybe I should have used a regular size bowl again. That's all good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You don't really want to pack it, but you do want to make sure that you level it off. So, there we go. 3/4 cups. So what it looks like, so all of the other ingredients are at the bottom, but The cup is legitimately full of like brown sugar and spices. That's gonna be amazing. So I'll do it again. Like I said, you really don't want to pack it in there. So lime. Two.
Hey, you want this last bite of my smoothie?
Three. There we go. And now I'm going to stir it up. I got brown sugar all over me. Gonna stir it up. Get it all mixed in nice. Shoot. It's actually really hard to do this in this little bowl. Okay. Alright. Fine. This bowl.
Mommy,
Yes, bud.
can I please have another smoothie?
No. Yes, tonight.
Tonight.
Tonight. When I make them. I'm not making anymore.
Can I please play on my tablet?
No.
Why can I never play on my tablet?
I let you play on your tablet for a little bit today already. So I'm just mixing it together to make sure that all of my other spices that I just mixed, that I had just put in there, are all well mixed together. It's gonna be mixed together when I put it into the pumpkin, well, the egg and the cream mixture. Each pumpkin pie is going to get 2 cups of pumpkin in it, which I'm gonna have to transfer it to a bigger bowl. And then I'll be done with this video once I do that. And then after I'm gonna let the pumpkin mixture sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to make the pumpkin pie crust. And once I do that, I'll video the pumpkin pie crust too, and then I'll make the pumpkin pie. So I'm going to actually make like the pumpkin pie and some other stuff today, and then tomorrow when Thanksgiving comes, that's when I'll just do the rest of the stuff, which that's why I'm doing certain things today, so I'm not acting like a crazy mad woman tomorrow, which I still will be, but won't be as bad because I won't have to worry about the pumpkin pie or any of that other stuff. So right now I'm just whisking it all together because I want it to be like evenish. So I'm having a nice, wonderful, it's gonna be not a huge Thanksgiving, but I have family and some friends coming over for Thanksgiving, which is nice because I kind of do this every year. So I'm excited. I have my niece here for a few days, just chilling, hanging out. Might actually have her help me out with some of it. I think that's too small. Okay, so I'm going to now do this. This smells so good. So, You can use canned pumpkin. There's nothing wrong with canned pumpkin. I just found that I'm not a big pumpkin pie person, but I do love homemade, fresh, from scratch pumpkin pie. And it's a tradition for me to do that every year, so that's what I do. All right. So my egg and cream and brown sugar and clove and ginger and cinnamon and allspice mixture. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It looks really funky right now, but it's gonna look delicious in a minute. Right, so I have to mix the other one. Here's my pumpkin. It's fresh. I literally just did it. I had already steamed it. I steamed it last week and then I froze it. So I have my little cup, measuring cup. And I'm going to put it in here. There's 1 cup of pumpkin. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'll just. So here's 1 cup of pumpkin. So what I did was I steamed it. And then I pureed it. You can mash it like mashed potatoes. It does pretty much the same thing, but I like to puree it because I find that it's not as chunky, it's more smooth when you puree it. One cup of pumpkin. And then I'm also going to be making like pumpkin spice cookies, but I'm going to do 1 batch of cookies where it's like little a shape because my son really wants to do that. And then I'm going to do another batch of cookies where it's like almost like pumpkin butterscotch and white chocolate chip cookies. My mom's allergic to regular chocolate, so I was going to do regular chocolate, and then I was like, nah, I'll just do butterscotch, because that sounds amazing. So now I'm going to just whisk the pumpkin and the rest of that filling with the brown sugar, the cream, the egg, the nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, and allspice. It smells so delicious. Oh, good heavens. Good heavens. So I'm going to just whisk that for a little bit. And so this is what it looks like now. You can see it's a little, here, let me see if I can get it like this. There you go. Can you see? So you're just gonna whisk it. And that's gonna be my pumpkin pie filling. And then I have another one I'm going to do, because I'm making 2 pumpkin pies. So I'm going to empty that out into a container. Because right now I don't have any shortening to do the homemade pie crust. don't know if that's not gonna fit in here. So back here looks like a little bit of a mess because I'm also going to be doing deviled eggs that I'm going to get prepared for today. So I'm not doing like this whole spaz thing tomorrow. I don't know if that's gonna fit in there. There we go. I'm recording. Yeah, I always record first. So we're gonna see it. Huh? No. I'm going to get it like a video editor, but I haven't edited any yet. So that's how I do my pumpkin pie filling. So I'm gonna do a whole nother one that I'm gonna walk you through again, just so we can. Like almost perfect. Hey Kate, yeah. Would you come here please? In this sink that has all of the clean dishes, would you grab that spatula looking thing out? It has like a rubber top. It's a thicker one, it's not a small, thin one. You might have to take some of those out. That black thing? No. It'll be like a wooden handle. It's, yeah, that one. All right. You can get in the video. I don't want to. Well, you might have to later. Okay. Maybe not for the pumpkin pie, but maybe for the cookies. I might get your guys'. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm just scraping it off so I savor all of it and not waste any because. So if you do use a real pumpkin and not like the pumpkin like out of a can, what you have to do is when you get the pumpkin, you're gonna have to cut it. You have to peel it. The peeling part and the cutting part are the hardest parts. They're not easy. That's not an easy task to do because pumpkin's very thick and tough pumpkin skin. So there's one pumpkin filling. So what I've done, like I said already, so I've used 2 eggs. I beat 2 eggs and an ounce of cream. It really turned out to be more like an ounce and a half for both. And this is my mixture of my 3/4 brown sugar, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ginger, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of allspice, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to mix it in a bowl by itself with all of those ingredients. That way I get it to where, and then so I'm gonna mix it in a bowl by itself first so I can get it even. So everything is evenly spread out. And then whenever I dump it into the mixture itself, then I can get it all evenly mixed in there. And then I will put it in a different bowl so I can get all of the pumpkin in it. And it's gonna be 2 cups of pumpkin. I'm really not a pumpkin pie person, but it tastes so much better when you use fresh pumpkin, not from a can. And that's why I like to make my own homemade from scratch pumpkin pie. I love to make food from scratch. I really do. don't typically go by a recipe, but when it comes to baking stuff, I really do go by a recipe because I'm not that I'm not a good baker, but I just don't want to mess anything up. So I'm going to dump this in here, my mixture of brown sugar and my spices. That. And then I'm going to take my whisk, again, whisk the egg and cream mixture and the brown sugar and spice mixture. I'm going to whisk it all together until it's mixed well. You don't want it to be chunky, so if it's still a little bit chunky, I would say just keep whisking it until it's not. And if you can still kind of see swirls of egg, it's not fully mixed yet, so keep whisking it. Just whisk, just keep whisking, just keep whisking, whisking, whisking till it's smooth. Just keep whisking, just keep whisking, just keep whisking. Alright, so that's good. Like I said, I'm really just going to do the pumpkin pie filling first, and then I'm going to do the pumpkin pie crust in a little bit. But that's because I don't have the shortening for the pumpkin pie crust at the moment. And that's a pivotal piece. My pumpkin. Mix together. So if you do use pumpkin, real pumpkin, you puree it and you don't mash it, what you want to do is you want to have a little bit of water, not too much. I just use like the pumpkin, like the water that was drawn out from when I steamed the pumpkin, and it was just, you know, not like regular water, it's pumpkin water cream. All right, now I'm going to use 2 cups of pumpkin. So that was my first cup, and you can't see. Jesus. Turn you. Oh, good heavens. Turn it a little more. Okay. So there's 1 cup of pumpkin. And then I'm going to do another cup of pumpkin. I'm using a spoon to transfer the pumpkin into my measuring cup because I made a disastrous mess when I just dug right in. So this is just easier and less messy. And level it out to make sure I got a cup. Yeah. Perfect. And then I just... Yes, Trenton? No, you already had a piece of your Halloween candy today. Yes.
Can I make something to eat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Trenton. Can you come and play with me? Yeah, in a second, but hold on.
Alright. So my pumpkin's in there. And I can do that. This can go back there. Oop. Trenton, stop it.
I'm trying to fix something, but it just won't go on.
Make sure I get hold of this spicy goodness. There's some cheese in there. You can make like a, yeah, you can make a, yeah. There's cheese and tortilla in there. You can make a quesadilla. So now I'm going to mix
Here, Clinton, do you want Kate to help you?
the pumpkin with the egg and cream and spice and brown sugar all together again. It smells so good. So good. And then I have the rest of that pumpkin. The rest of this pumpkin is gonna go into cookies, which is awesome.
Yeah, Kate's making some food. She hasn't eaten it.
Alright, there we go. That's evenly mixed and pretty much perfect. I'm
Is
going.
there salsa?
There should be some salsa. There we go. Now, all right, so that's how you make pumpkin pie filling. I will get back to you guys when I make the pumpkin cookies. And I'll make a video of that too. I'll also make a video of the actual pumpkin pie crust. And then, you've got to be kidding me.
This isn't the salsa, is it?
No. It'll say salsa. Let's first I just made a boo-boo and made a mess. Great. Okay. I need this. So thank you for watching my video. And if you have any recipes of your own for pumpkin pie, go ahead and share it below. If you like this video or you like any of my videos, just like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if there's anything that I could do to improve my videos. Just leave me a comment. And if you do like and subscribe, would you please also click the bell, that way you can get notifications. All right, thank you so much. And I'll video later too. All right, bye.